And welcome back to the 2-Point Conversion Podcast. Sorry about last week's weekday warm-up. We had technology issues, couldn't get it uploaded. I've still got the video. I'm trying to fix it to see if I can get it uploaded. Not that people really care about it now because the round's done and dusted. But we can sit here to talk about round 5. And I will have another video later today to talk about round 5 in general, Supercoach. Like, it'll be a big episode, but we need to wrap up this round before we talk about where teams are at during the season. Who knows, if I edit it right, get it done, it could all be one video, but for now we're just sticking to this. Alright, the round had a lot of interesting games. The Eels and Titans had a close one. The Warriors and Broncos had a close one. I know the score was big, but you could argue the Rabbits and the Dragons had a close one. Let me just pull up the NRL data here. Now, let's talk about the Rabbits whilst I'm thinking about it. I liked what I saw from the Rabbits this week. I liked what I saw from Lachlan Ilias. And I liked what I saw from Blake Taaffe. Now, unfortunately for the Rabbits, Latrell Mitchell was hurt. It's either a knee or a hamstring injury, yet to confirm. He did have fluid before the game in his knee building up that they had to sort out, so I don't know if it was a recurrence of that. But the Rabbits did play well, and I liked what I saw from Ilias. And I did like what I saw off the bench from Blake Taaffe. Now, as I said, Latrell Mitchell's out, so Blake Taaffe is going to have to step into that role. But the game... Oh, no, this is next week. The game on Thursday night was the Newcastle Knights and the Manly Warringah Seagulls. Now, I honestly... Tom Turbo was out, their backup fullback was out. I honestly thought the Knights were going to win this game, hands down. I thought there's no way Newcastle win this. They've been in good form. But Andrew Davey, Morgan Harper, Carl Lawton, Ola Kawatu and Paseka all went over for the Manly Seagulls. Ruben Garrett kicking 4 from 5 for them to win 30 points to 6. Now, sure, Knights had a couple of calls go against them that probably made the momentum shift in Manly's direction. But that happens in league, unfortunately, with the refs. And you can't control that, but anyway, Manly got on top of that advantage and they ended up putting the Knights to bed. Now, the first game of Friday night was an exciting one, and it was the New Zealand Warriors 25 over the North Queensland Cowboys 24. This one did go into Golden Point, with Shaun Johnson stepping up to be the man of the hour for the Warriors again. Now, I can understand you in Golden Point teams would be tired by that point, but I will say I would like to mention how much meters the Warriors made in extra time. Like, both teams are stuffed, right? 80 minutes, they're dead. Alright, there's no reason for them to carry on except for the fact they had a draw. They need to fight it out to see if it stays a draw or if someone can get the win. I get that. But the Cowboys would have sets and they were tackled instantly. They got far down the field, don't get me wrong, but they were tackled. And then they missed their field goals, whatever. But the Warriors, they make 30 meters on each tackle. Like, they were constantly just getting up there. And the Cowboys were holding back, weren't rushing up, just letting them make that meters. And they did miss a couple, but they eventually got their redemption chance. And Shaun Johnson nailed it. I thought Reece Walsh played pretty well in this game, as did Val Holmes for the Cowboys. Reece Walsh kicked 4 from 4. Val Holmes kicked 2 from 4. But at the end of the day, Shaun Johnson, in front of the 6,200 at Moreton Daily Stadium, Shaun Johnson got the job done. Now, after that, we went on to the second game for your Friday night, which was another close one between the Broncos and the Roosters at Suncorp Stadium. 23,500 was the crowd for that game. But the Roosters getting the job done 24-20. I thought Adam Reynolds played reasonably well. Joey Manu and Satili Tupanua had good standout games for the Roosters. Corey Oates got a hat-trick. He played exceptional. But the Roosters, in the end, holding on to get the job done. Adam Reynolds did get set up a late try late in the match, and I thought there would be, the 2 minutes, 1 minute, however long was left, enough time for the Broncos to come back. Adam Reynolds has done that plenty of times for the Rabbits against the Roosters, but it wasn't meant to be tonight, and the Roosters got the job done. Now, the first game on Saturday was between the Raiders and the Melbourne Storm. Now, people really could look at this either way they wanted to, honestly. The Storm have a reputation of being good, and they've proven that over the years. This one was at McDonald's Park in Wagga Wagga, and Ryan Papenhuyzen 5 from 5, and he did score a try himself. So an exceptional game for him. The Melbourne Storm did win this 30-16, but to be honest, I did always tip Melbourne, but I thought it would be a lot closer than what it was, honestly. I did tip Melbourne expecting them to win big, but at the same time, the Raiders are a bit hot and cold this season so far. I did think this could be the game the Raiders could stand up and make it close. And as we've seen this year, the Warriors do have a thing for... not the Warriors. The Storm do have a thing like we saw against South, and we saw for a little bit in this game. The Warriors have a thing of getting to an early lead before letting teams come back. Now, they did let the Raiders come back to, I think it was 4 points, the difference. But then the Raiders fell asleep, and the Storm capitalised and got themselves to 30 points at the end of the day. Now, 24-12, 12 points the difference was the next game at Accor Stadium in Homebush, and the Rabbits beat the Dragons 24-12. Latrell Mitchell did score before, unfortunately, going out for an injury. He's probably looking at an extended period of time off the field. Hopefully it's not that long for Bunnies fans. Jaden Sewer did score against his former club. He actually did play decently, and Blake Taft stepped up into Mitchell's shoes and went 3 from 4 with the goals, 1 from 1 with the penalty goals. The Rabbits led at half-time, and they continued that motion into the game at full-time to take the W, their second win for the season. Now, closer than what it thought, the Eels got away with one the last game on Saturday, 26-20. They won over the Gold Coast Titans. Now, I will say the streaker in this game was about the funniest thing I've seen. Sign that security guard up now, Titans. He's at your home ground. Sign him up. Let's go. Now, Clint Gutherson played extremely well. And for that reason, I've decided to give Clint Gutherson 2 PC medal, 3 points for this week. I thought Clint Gutherson had a really, really standout game. Dylan Brown also played well, but 3 points in the 2PC medal went to Clint Gutherson this week. Mitchell Moses, 3 from 5. Toby Sexton, 2 from 4. Parramatta got the job done and are looking good to start the season. Cronulla. 30 points to 4 over the West Tigers. Nico Hines, an exceptional game. 3 from 6 with the boot. Not the best kicking performance, but Sione Katoa got a double, and Nico Hines carried on to do the halfback role he was meant to do and won the Sharks the game. He takes home the 2PC medal, 1 point for this week. But the Tigers, only points from the board to Ken Mamalo. 30 points to 4. People said Madge would lose his job if they scored or lost by 40. But is this enough? Do they persist with Madge? I don't know. I would like to see the Tigers stick Madge out because I'm a firm believer it's not always the coach's fault. But the coach seems to get blamed if teams don't perform well. And the final game of the round, the Bulldogs put up a good fight, but they lost to the Penrith Panthers at CommBank Stadium, Parramatta, 12 points to 32. May, Edwards, Martin, Leniu, and Kenny scoring tries for the Panthers. Cleary, 5 from 5. He backed up a good performance, or a shaky performance against the Rabbits, but he backed it up. He played decent this week. He's just all about finding his feet again, coming back from injury. But give him some time, and yeah, Penrith are a real attacking threat, I reckon. One thing I'll say out of this round is I think Penrith definitely will make top 4 this year. I think Melbourne will definitely make top 4. I'm not convinced on the Rabbits or Roosters this year, but I will say I think Parramatta can make the top 4, and a smoky for the top 4 for me would be Cronulla right at this point in time. I will say, everyone talked up in the media about Trent Robinson calling up Kyle Flanagan and how it was a bad move because he's throwing him under the bus to get flogged by the Panthers to furthermore prove Trent Barrett's point about how he doesn't want him in the team. But I will say Kyle Flanagan went out there, kicked 2 from 2 conversions, played the footy he was told to play, he was told to go out there and have fun. And I was really pleased for Kyle Flanagan, happy to see him out there, and I enjoyed watching him even though they did get flogged. To Peter Vangai Jr. against his former club, also scoring a try. He had a pretty good game as well. And the 2 points for my 2-point conversion medal, I'm going back to the Manly game, and I'm going to give my 2 points to Cherry Evans. So just to recap, the 1 point went to Nico Hines in the 2PC medal this week. 2 points went to Daly Cherry Evans. And the 3 points went to Clint Gutherson. Yeah, this has been the Round 5 wrap-up. Big video coming later. 2 point out.